Today we are talking about 8 things you didn't know about the Rolex Yacht-Master. Welcome back to Time on the Wrist at Chisholm Hunter. My name is Harrison as always, and today I was looking through the Chisholm Hunter authenticated pre-owned stand and I found this model. It's a Rolex Yacht-Master, specifically the bi-metal variant. Now my favourite variant is actually the stainless steel with the blue hand. Can't remember the reference number off the top of my head, but that is one sexy model. Now it goes without saying that Rolex very rarely release new families, new collections. They just update original models. For example, the Daytona or the Submariner. They add little details, little splashes of colours, changes to the face, the bracelet, the bezel, little tiny details that make us watch enthusiasts go mental. So it's fair to say that in 1992, when they released the Rolex Yacht-Master, people were outraged at how beautiful it was. It is one of their most modern looking watches in my opinion. Now since then, I believe it's only been the Yacht-Master 2 and the Skydweller that have been released. So this is one of their newer models. Point number 2 about this watch is that the Rolex Yacht-Master wasn't actually introduced as a tool watch. That was not how this watch was intended. Now yes, it does have a lot of features that a tool watch has, but it's not meant to be a tool watch. It's meant to be a more dressy, elegant, stylish alternative to, for example, the Rolex Submariner. And as such, the first model that they ever released of the Rolex Yacht-Master was in 18 karat gold. Now it goes without saying that because this was in full 18 karat gold, it was not a dive watch because it was in full 18 karat gold. And I feel like Rolex kind of did this for a purpose. They made a statement with this release to highlight that this watch was not a tool watch. Yes, it has a lot of tool watch functionality, but it shouldn't be worn as a tool watch. And in my eyes, this makes this watch more dressy. And in fact, in today's day and age, let's not lie here, most people are desk divers. I have a diving watch on at the moment and I've never been diving in my life. So actually it opened Rolex up to a new clientele, a new market, and was a very smart move. Point number 3 kind of follows on the same tracks as point number 2, and it's to do with Rolex's point. They're making the point of it not being a diving watch. It is separate to the Submariner in a lot of ways. It has had a water resistance of 100 meters since its inception. They've never upgraded it, they've never changed it. And I think this kind of highlights the point that this is more of a dress watch than a diving watch. It would have been quite easy for Rolex to make it 300 meters water resistance, but then it would be a direct competitor to the Rolex Submariner. So it is quite smart that they've kept them separate. The Yacht-Master was actually the first Rolex model to feature an Oysterflex bracelet. The first Rolex Yacht-Master to feature the Oysterflex bracelet was the Yacht-Master 40 reference 116655, and this was in full rose gold. Now, while you might not see this as a big deal, it was quite a small upgrade. You need to remember that Rolex very seldom release new stuff. They rely on their old classic designs, their old classic bracelets, their faces, their models. So when Rolex release something new, it kind of blows up. Everyone's obsessed with it because of the quality of a Rolex, of course, and because of their innovation. So this is a big deal. Before we go on to point number 5, if you enjoy these videos, if you enjoy watching me rant about everything related to watches, please hit that subscribe button or follow our Instagram at Chisholm Hunter Watches. We post a load of watch content, pictures, videos, all the rest of it. And on the subject of Instagram, actually, something really weird happened I want to talk about because I've not talked about it to anyone, and it was kind of, well, to me, it was a big deal. Do you guys know the actor Gerard Butler? He's in, what movies is he in? 300, The Spartan. He's the big ripped Spartan guy, and also he's in a couple of romance movies. He's an A-list actor. He's a big actor, and he's actually from Scotland. And I am a photographer and videographer, and on my Instagram I post videography and photography. And the other day he just followed me. An A-list actor that lives in Hollywood followed me, a little Scottish guy. I thought it was pretty cool. And it's now your favourite point in the video because it is the wrist check. What is on your wrist today? It's a Chisholm Hunter tradition. We need to do it in every video because otherwise it just wouldn't be a tradition. Let me know in the comments what you are wearing today. I currently have the Omega Seamaster 300 meters on. It's actually spent a little less time on my wrist recently than I would have liked because I've been kind of wearing the Tudor Blancpain Heritage and they're kind of fighting for first position at the moment. Let me know what's on your wrist. Coming in at number 5 is a pretty special one. I was actually very interested by this because I had no idea what this was. Rolex actually created Rolesium specifically for the Yacht-Master. Rolesium is actually a new combination of metals specifically designed for the Yacht-Master. Most people are familiar with the term Rolesium. I actually wasn't, but most people probably are, which refers to two-tone watches made with yellow gold and stainless steel. But Rolesium is actually a combination of stainless steel and platinum, and this is used primarily on the bezel of the Rolex Yacht-Master, and this gives it almost a luminescent feel. It's like a brighter metal than the rest of the watch in general. It just looks absolutely stunning, and it's something that's quite unique to the Yacht-Master. Now, an interesting little detail about platinum that you probably didn't know, and actually I learned this when I was learning about Chisholm Hunter's own brand of diamond rings. They have their own brand of diamond rings. When you scratch platinum, you drag metal from one side to the other. Now, it still scratches, but you don't lose any weight to the metal. Whereas when you scratch stainless steel, you take a chunk out of the stainless steel and that is lost forever. So you lose weight to the stainless steel. Now, this is a huge benefit to platinum models, and it also is partially why they're so expensive. But it's very smart that Rolex have used that on the bezel here, because you won't, it is the first thing that knocks against the surface. It's the first thing that will get scratched because it's the highest up off the watch. And you won't lose any weight to that metal. Whereas if it was stainless steel, you would lose weight. Next up on the subject of bezels is that Rolex actually released a ceramic bezel in 2015 for the Yacht-Master. So if you didn't want that platinum bezel because you were scared of it scratching, you could get a ceramic bezel. Now, this ceramic bezel is very similar to Rolex's other ceramic bezels, apart from the numerals are actually raised instead of recessed. So it's a point of difference. Do I like the raised numerals? I'm not sure. To me, anything that sits higher up off the watch is more likely to scratch, and I wouldn't like the numbers to scratch. That's just a personal thing, but I don't know. What do you think? Finally, in the 1960s, Rolex actually produced a prototype Yacht-Master based on the Daytona model. As discussed previously, it actually took a long time for Rolex to finally create a model dedicated to yachting, to come up with the Yacht-Master. However, already in the 1960s, it seems, Rolex was playing with the idea of a watch made for yachting. This didn't come from a new model, but rather a prototype version of the Cosmograph Daytona. It's actually unclear how many of these Rolex Cosmograph Daytona type Yacht-Master models exist today, but only 2 are known to man, are known to the watch community. I'm sure someone in Rolex knows about it more, but we only know of 2. And actually, in 2003, Eric Clapton's version of this model sold at auction for, can you guess? Let me know in the comments. I'll give you 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. £125,000. By the way, I realized that I just said Eric Clapton's version of this Daytona. I didn't mean version, I meant his model. The one that he actually owned sold for £125,000. You guys know what I mean. And on that note, thank you guys so much for watching this Chisholm Hunter video. My name is Harrison, as always. If you've enjoyed, please hit that subscribe button. We really appreciate it in the studio. And this year, we're determined to hit 50K. Imagine a brilliant, huge watch community of 50,000 people. That'd be unbelievable. Thank you guys so much. I'm away to get some lunch. See you soon.